Every form of art is to do with someone wanting to communicate something to someone else. And everybody loves a story. Hi, I'm Janet, and I'm going to tell you about my perfect job. A gallery attendant is present. You're looking for people who might have lost their family, people who clearly want to ask a question but are too embarrassed, people who want to know where the loo is. That's body language that you can usually spot. There's something about going into an art gallery that's not so easy for some people, that it might feel imposing in some way. There's still this idea that gallery attendants like me are just there to make sure you don't touch anything or to tell you off. And that's not what the clue is in the title, it's security and visitor engagement. So that's our job, to engage and inform. For me, it's the storytelling. Every form of art is to do with someone wanting to communicate something to someone else. I now realise that's the theme of my life, it's storytelling. I remember as a very little girl being told why a cardigan was called a cardigan after Lord Cardigan, and it was like a light bulb. There's a story in this. I came to Edinburgh as a student, mainly attracted by the rugby. My undergraduate degree was English literature. I did just a year of history of art, and we had tutorials on the floor of the National Gallery, and I could not believe how privileged I was. I think this is not actually working. To have a tutor, look at a painting and explain what was going on and put it in context and what it was all about. That's part of the joy of what I do now. I didn't have a career. In the kind of 18th century manner, I married and travelled. I've lived in Italy, Poland, Dubai. I was a bookseller for a while. I worked for the National Trust. A friend who worked at the gallery said, they're recruiting for summer cover, you should apply. So I did, and once I got in, I didn't want to go. It's such a privilege.
Loud and clear, thank you.
There's a little girl one day with her family, and I asked her what her favourite was. And it was Henry Raeburn's portrait of Neil Gow, the 18th century musician. And I said, gosh, that's an unusual choice. And she said, well, I play his music every day on my fiddle. And I thought, if only he could know that. How wonderful is that? For me, that's what the joy of the portrait is. It's the stories we tell to the visitors, and the stories the visitors tell us. My job now is sharing stories, being in a place which is full of human connection. And the stories are not just to do with the art, the collections, but my colleagues. I work with so many talented people with specialist information that they can pass on to me, which is fab. So it's perfect. It's my spiritual home.